This is going to be your weekly tarot and oracle forecast. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. We're going to take a look at the energies for the upcoming week, break it down day by day, and let you know how to navigate. So as I'm filming this, it is Sunday afternoon. It is rainy. It is dreary. We have had some wild weather. We've had reports of tornadoes touching down. We've had crazy rain. We've had sunshine pop through. It feels like everything in between. So I hope where you're at that you're safe and that everybody is doing well. It has been, maybe it's been a wild week. I don't know how else to describe it. Emotions are running high. There's been tension. You know, a lot of testing is what I'm feeling from people or hearing from people. Some keywords that came up the other day were depression, anxiety, anger, emotional, you know, a lot of tears. And we're purging so many things. And that leads me to the fact that we have a full moon in Aquarius happening on Monday, August 19th. So this is an intense one. This is a super moon. So really amplified energies in all directions. We have a Mercury Cazimi. This is basically at this point, like the midway point, I believe, of the Mercury retrograde cycle. Communication, yeah, it's been tense, but a lot of things are coming to the surface and there's things we can't ignore anymore. So if you're finding yourself in these type of conversations, you might want to listen more than you speak, because that's how things get out of control. Now let's take a look. Oh, GC, out of control. There you go. Exactly. My goodness. There is the example. Okay, let's get an overall theme or message. And we have answers unfold. See? Okay, keep your mind open and be willing to learn from this experience. And this says, make a change. Okay, that's what we're in the process of doing right now. Making some major changes. Okay, what else do we need to know here? We have keep trying. This means surrender, but never give up. Okay. So I think people often have a difficulty understanding the difference between the two. And I hear a lot of, I'm giving up, I'm giving up, I'm giving up. Giving up is not the answer, right? Because giving up keeps us kind of stuck. It's about surrendering, letting go, letting God, letting the universe take the wheel, letting things unfold naturally the way that they're supposed to, you know? Yes, sometimes there are things that we really want, right? But the universe doesn't give us what we want. The universe gives us what we need. And we can be thankful for the lessons, whether they were easy or difficult, and surrender to what is and see where it takes us, you know? But always keep trying, you know, always put yourself out there. That's what I always say, and that's what I do myself personally. You know, I just keep putting myself out there regardless, because I look at things as a learning experience. And here we have, see, you can't even make that up. Surrender. The universe has my back and it has yours too. So don't ever doubt that. Now I'm going to put these cards off to the side and we'll see if they play out in our reading today. I'm sure that they will. And let's use these moonology cards to look at the moon energy because, well, of course, it's a full moon. So let's take a look at what we may experience on Monday, the actual full moon itself. Emotions are running high and supermoon. Well, you can't make that up because Monday is actually a supermoon. On Tuesday, we have here, you are good enough. This is the thing. Know that you are deserving of the best of the best of the best. Nothing less. Self-worth, self-value, and self-respect. Now on Wednesday, have faith in your dreams. You know, my father used to always say, have faith. Just have faith. Have faith in your father. Have faith that everything will work out, you know, and that was actually written on his headstone when he passed away. You know, I've been thinking a lot about grief lately. It's come up quite a bit in many of the conversations or sessions that I've been having. And if you're feeling grief, know that you're not alone. Know that it takes time and that it is unique to every individual person. You know, it'll be 2 years in September that my father passed away. And, you know, a lot of things have been surfacing lately, you know, memories. It's always sort of that replay, you know, that we have in our minds. And I said to someone recently, how can we make that replay a better experience? And I know that that sounds difficult and maybe even triggering, but oftentimes we replay those moments or the days you know, as something very tragic or sad. I would like to change the muscle memory to something that is positive and celebratory, right? For each person, I know that it is different and, of course, difficult. But, you know, that's a little sign for me personally when I see, have faith that that my dad is with me. And let's take a look at Thursday. We have here, take time to breathe out. So I think the other word that I'm experiencing from people is overwhelm, you know, grief and overwhelm. And I want to remind you that grief is not necessarily the death of a person. It can be the death of a relationship, the death of an old story or an old identity. And maybe you need a deep breath and a moment to gather your thoughts, your feelings, right? So don't be afraid to take a bit of a time out if you need it. Nothing wrong with that. Putting yourself first is always a positive thing. Let's look at Friday. What do we need to know about Friday? Bring love into the situation. I like that kind of energy. I love the idea of being open and putting yourself out there for new experiences. Keep trying. You know, I hear so many people say that they're so fed up with dating. And my advice always is you put yourself out there. You keep trying. You get better and better and better at knowing what you like and what you don't like. There's no reason to stop. Be mindful of the content that you consume or the energy that you consume with friends who are frustrated with the dating world. It's not that we need a person, but we get better, they get better. In other words, keep trying, learn the lessons, be better at identifying the red flags. It does get easier as you go. I can definitely attest to that personally. So I would say always keep your heart open. And that doesn't necessarily even have to be romantically, you know, with connections in general, being open to receiving love from people. And here we have conclusions are within reach. So, you know, on Saturday, you're going to notice that things are going to sort of come to a close, you know, where newness is on the horizon. I really feel like the last 3 months of the year are very significant. And I've been talking about this a lot lately in regards to what we can anticipate for 2025. And I know that seems so far away, but I don't know, 2024 was a blur in so many ways. It was something that moved very quickly, yet the process felt slow. And I've been saying that again many, many times lately. So we've got some things to do before the end of the year. We want to have a smooth transition into the next year. So let's see. On Sunday, look at the bigger picture. And this is always my point. We have to think objectively versus subjectively. You know, sometimes we only think about ourselves, which of course is part of the human condition. We're naturally selfish as humans, yet, as I always say, we're programmed somehow to be overgivers, overdoers, and problem solvers, and we end up contradicting a little bit of the energy. But look at the bigger picture. Understand why people do what they do, even if you don't agree with it. And this says your hard work is paying off. So the sneak peek at the following week is that you're going to see a bit of reward coming your way for all the tough things that you've been through. Now let's look at the tarot and see what we need to know, specifically starting on Monday with the full moon. And we have the Chariot, Cancerian energy. This is telling us to move forward and that there is victory there for us if we want it, right? And I know a lot of people will say, of course I want it. The question is, will you allow it? Because sometimes that emotional pain body or that muscle memory that I was referring to earlier, you know, it just pulls us right backwards. So we have to remember that we are good enough. We're deserving enough. The Hermit here is all about introspection. And it's kind of interesting that the Virgo energy here would match the Virgo energy of the Hermit card. We are coming close to Virgo season, and it is a time to go within. It is a time to search your soul and ask yourself what you want. And that's why I was saying for the rest of the year, it's like, what do you want? Who do you want to be? Where do you want to go? What are you striving for in 2025? Like I said, I can't even believe I'm even thinking about that. Now, have faith in your dreams. There's the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is a bit of nostalgia. Thinking about childhood. It could even be childhood wounds, memories in general. It can also be a wish coming true, you know, and I think that's beautiful. Like, for example, that card brought me back to memories of my father, right? My childhood, my earlier years, my formative years. But at the same time, it reminds me of my wishes and how I can achieve those wishes. You know, I got to believe, I've got to have faith. I've got to turn my face to the sun, right? Like these sunflowers. Now this says, take time to breathe out. Okay, on Thursday. Well, we have here the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, I mean, this is about anxiety and worry. This is telling you to breathe. Everything's going to be okay. You will harvest. You're just not going to harvest overnight. It takes time. Now, let's take a look at bring love into the situation. I was going to say let love in. And the Eight of Swords. Many of you are overthinking your love life. How to be open, how to be vulnerable. Those conclusions are within reach. Let's see. The High Priestess. You know, the High Priestess is signs and synchronicities and ascension. And you know what I always say? They can bring you forward, but they can also bring you back. And you got to be careful that you don't let them bring you backwards. Those signs should be telling you you're on the right track or guiding you in a new direction, and not in a direction where you've already been or been there, done that kind of vibe, right? So look at the bigger picture. We have here the moon. The moon is purging, surrendering, and letting go, trusting your intuition. Gotta let go so you can allow the new in, right? And your hard work is paying off. And we have here the Eight of Wands. Exactly. What do you want to manifest? I just said that earlier. Who do you want to be? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? What is it that you want to accomplish? What is your goal? And I always think about this as more so like intentions, like nothing that has to be set in stone. A goal or an intention could be something that you're striving towards. And it could mean a new journey, you know, that takes you in directions you never, ever thought possible. So let's take a look at Monday again with the full moon. And by the way, the Chariot, you know, is Cancer, and Cancer is ruled by the moon. So no surprise for Monday. Emotions will be running high with that super moon energy. Yep, something sudden and unexpected. That is the vibe. Uranus energy. You know, that's the Aquarius. Okay. Something unexpected, sudden. You might decide to release something, cut something out of your life. You might even harvest. You might even have an epiphany. Whatever. Something is going to come to light. And there could very well be, well, coming to light. Sorry, just as I said that, I reminded myself of the lantern here of the Hermit. You know, the soul searching. The Tower. Some of you are experiencing Tower moments, and that's okay. I think there's this vibe at times that we're not good enough. And that's why the very first card says you're good enough. We worry we're not good enough. We take things so personally. And it's really not about us, you know? I mean, it is, but it isn't, you know? None of these things are done, you know, to us. They're done for us. And I know that's hard sometimes to accept, but it's to help us build our self-worth, our self-value, and self-respect. We're put through the tests so that we can do better, so we can be better, we can have better, you know? And have faith in your dreams on Wednesday. There's the clouds. Don't let the clouds come in and overthink. You know, we don't want that clouded judgment or overthinking. We want to have faith. We don't want to get in our own way. Now that Seven of Pentacles, that worry and anxiety, there's a spark here. There's an illumination, and this is self-discovery. And self-discovery takes time. Nothing happens overnight, okay? Now that Eight of Swords, interesting. This is telling you to stay grounded. You don't have to overthink anything. You're evolving. Connect to source. Don't be stuck in the who, what, when, where, why, and how. And that High Priestess energy, signs and synchron. There's the moon again. Oh man, such strong moon energy. It's gonna linger. It's gonna linger for a little bit, no doubt. And let's see, Sunday. There's the Fox. You've got to look out for yourself. And here's the point. Okay. Funny how it's going to sound contradictory, but it's not. I said to you earlier, look at the bigger picture, right? You want to be objective. Humans are naturally selfish. So there's nothing wrong with looking out for yourself. Protecting your energy is fine, okay? But at the same time, there's got to be an awareness of where we fit into the bigger picture, right? So the bigger picture might be, again, why people do what they do, even if we don't agree with it. Yes, we may have different opinions than people around us. That's okay. Or we may say, this doesn't feel right, and I'm going to protect myself, but I'm still going to move myself forward cautiously. We don't just stop, okay? So this is about, you having stealth, and strength. Now this shooting your shot energy here for the manifestation, 2 cards, you're a magnet, right? You want to attract, you don't want to chase. And look at, you're going through a massive transformation and change. This is an absolute metamorphosis. And look at this mirroring of numbers here, 32 and 23. Very interesting. Those have been very important numbers to me throughout my journey, especially at the very beginning when I was first sort of sparked, Okay, let's take a look at the power of surrender cards. What do we need to surrender or surrender to for this week and for this full moon in Aquarius? Surrender stubbornness. Yeah. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. Okay. And this says, surrender your ego. Cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. A lot of that is just fear. Okay. And let's see, one more. Surrender to the beauty of the natural world. Take a relaxing break and spend time in nature. Replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and the ecstasy there. How lovely. Spend time out in nature or in a salt bath or somewhere where you feel safe and at home. I really hope this resonates with you. If you'd like to do a personal reading with me, the link is in my bio. As always, I appreciate your likes, your comments, and your subscribes. Thank you very much, and I wish you an amazing week.